best month I ever had in my online business, I made $53,000. I was excited. I had upward momentum. I knew in the next 12 months I was going to hit my goal of $1 million a year in revenue. I was on my way. The very next month, I decided to shut it all down. And it's not because something went wrong and not because I burned out. I mean, I was tired, but that's not why. This is not another story about burnout or failure or blah, blah, blah. This is actually about how I built something successful, why I walked away from it twice, what it cost me. It took me walking away, stepping completely out of the online business world for 4 years and helping rebuild a struggling nonprofit theater from the ground up to finally see it. Everything I lost in that process, everything I learned, it's all here so that you can move forward faster, hopefully avoiding the same struggles, roadblocks, and regrets. If you've ever walked away from something that was working, or you're right now sitting on something that feels almost right, but not quite, stay with me because this one's for you, so that you don't waste more of your precious time that you have left to build your retirement business. This is my story. I've been building businesses for over 40 years, not studying them, not working for someone else, building them. It started at 14. I launched my first retail store, and by the time I was 18, we had 4 stores across 2 states. I actually delayed college for 2 years because I thought I was going to completely take over the stores up until they were offered to me. And in the moment I knew that I didn't want them, I turned them down. While I loved the challenge, I loved the stores, and I loved the marketing, I didn't like that they consumed my life so much from October through Mother's Day every year. I was done with retail. I went to college. I focused on marketing and entrepreneurship. That was my love. I loved that. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. Again, I loved marketing. I loved the challenge specifically of revenue generation. I moved into real estate and immediately put our business on the internet. In January 1995, we were the first real estate agent website in our state on the World Wide Web. Brand new to the world, right? There were almost no real estate websites anywhere at that point, not even the major brands, very few of them. We went live before digital was even something people knew existed. It was so new. I started collecting emails almost immediately. I knew the power of list building from direct mail, so we just started immediately. By September of 1995, we got our first real estate sale directly from our website. It was not our first sale, but it was our first from the web. Someone found the listing on our website. And this was before the MLS was online or digital in any aspect. It was big, thick books that we get every 2 weeks and carry in our cars. So you couldn't advertise other people's listings. It was just the stuff that we had on our website. This person flew in, gave an all cash offer, and closed in 2 weeks. It was the fastest, easiest transaction we'd ever done, and it came from the web. And that's when we knew the power. Because our business is, now in hindsight, our business exploded because we were first in that space. 18 years, over 4,000 homes sold, not including the commercial properties, the multifamily, the land. And then I started sharing my expertise across the country on stages, how to get leads online and nurture them into clients, all throughout the real estate space. I wasn't teaching agents to make prettier flyers or host fancier open houses or do expired listings a certain way. I was teaching them how to generate revenue. I'm a big proponent of leading with revenue, and any marketing that I do as a small business owner has to produce an ROI, or you just plain don't do it. It has to be trackable, has to be traceable. Small business owners simply do not have enough money available to just dump into exposure marketing. We're not Nike, we're not Microsoft, and we don't have those budgets. Every dollar spent on marketing needs to bring dollars back in. Well, back then, Facebook was still fairly new to the public, and we were using it. We were getting leads and sales. Online marketing and lead generation was how we exploded. Real estate agents spend all their money getting leads, and then they sell to the low-hanging fruit. So they'll bring in 100 leads, and 3 on average are ready right now. And so they'll work with those 3. But then what happens to the other 97? Right? They were throwing those away because they're like, oh, those aren't real leads. Those aren't viable leads. They're not ready. They're never going to buy. But the reality is those people were just not ready. We're just not ready right at that moment. And that's what I taught agents how to do, how to get the right leads and how to nurture those leads until, as they say in real estate, they buy or die. Our longest nurture ever of a real estate lead was 8 years. And over the course of that 8 years, before that, those people bought from us, they gave us 6 other transactions in the meantime. And that's what I meant in real estate by nurture over the long haul. In 2012, we loaded up our 4 boys, 4 cats, and a dog into a motorhome, and we traveled the country for 18 months while still running and building our real estate team remotely. We kept our expenses low. Chuck would work in sales at RV resorts in exchange for free lots, utilities, pool, and we'd all explore the area. We stayed in some gorgeous places, got to see so many amazing things. And then on our drive back through our hometown, one of our sons got into a carpentry apprenticeship program at the age of 16. We thought it would take about 6 months to get in. Well, it took 1 week. So we ended up in my parents' driveway looking for a place to live. In the motorhome still. Chuck found whatever job he could fast. By that time, we had already shut down. We decided we were launching a business, and we went ahead and shut down the real estate team. So we were in that in-between stage. Nothing happening. So he found whatever job he could fast in customer service. Phone calls, customer service. It helped, but we knew it wasn't a viable long-term option. So I launched my online business from my parents' driveway. We had no income. We had no backup plan, just what I knew and the belief that it was worth something. I registered the LLC at the end of July 2013, bought the domain, launched the Facebook page, launched the website, and posted our first blog post in September of 2013. Blogging and Facebook were the audience builders for that business at that time. In February 2014, I made my first offer, something for sale. And I was at $10,000 per month by December of that same year. It grew fast because I was teaching what actually worked, the unsexy basics. But Facebook felt sexy at the time, but it was lead generation and lead nurture. Very basic. By 2019, I was hitting $40,000 a month regularly, with my highest single month hitting $53,000. On paper, everything was working. It felt chaotic, but it was working. In mid-2019, I realized I was fighting a value war that I just couldn't win. Not because my value was wrong, but because the market, real estate agents, had been trained to want the wrong things. There were so many others popping up selling social media templates, pretty flyer packs, pre-written emails, the surface stuff, the stuff that didn't actually work but looked sexy. Agents were buying it, not because it worked, again, but because it was pretty and fun. My goal was never just to make money off of agents. It was to help them build real businesses. My intention was that they make money, therefore I make money. It wasn't burnout that ended this. I was just done fighting on behalf of agents who didn't even know someone was fighting for them. We had gone, in that time frame, we had gone from a 250 square foot motorhome to a 1,200 square foot townhouse to a 2,400 square foot 2-story on a quarter acre to our dream home, a 4,000 square foot mid-century modern rancher on an acre with a large shop, in-ground pool. We loved that house. We entertained all the time. We held private concerts at that house. It was amazing. But we knew that without the revenue from the business, we couldn't afford it. Chuck and I talked at length. He knew what I needed even more than I did. So we sold the house. Again, we loved that house, especially Chuck. And he said yes anyway. I'm grateful and thankful for that man. He was willing to sacrifice our dream home for the unknown. And that's what believing in someone looks like. So we moved into a rental in late 2019. The plan was to be there for 2 years, build a new business, buy again. Well, we're still in that rental. So what happened? Well, COVID happened. Home prices here have nearly tripled. We're now a very high cost of living area. The house that we're renting, 1,900 square feet, tiny lot, HOA neighborhood, costs more than the dream home that we sold. Not complaining, just sharing the real cost of the decision that we made. I didn't just stop my online business though. I actually pivoted. I pivoted from real estate agents and Facebook to email marketing for entrepreneurs in mid-2020. The market actually said yes immediately. I did a quiet test launch, and 20 successful online entrepreneurs running 7-figure businesses said yes without hesitation. It was an instant 5-figure launch. The market validated me immediately. I was excited. Initially, this felt like my lane. I started private coaching, working with some high-level businesses, and I was on my way. And I walked away from that too. After the beta launch, I came head-to-head with sexy again. People wanted the sexy, the 25-step email sequence, the complicated frameworks, the fancy instead of what works. It's never sexy to teach people the basics, but the basics are what work. I wasn't willing to invent complexity to make simplicity sellable. And that's what most course creators and membership site owners were doing. They sell the sexy, whether that's what you need or not. And in order to make the basics look sexy, I would have had to invent things that people should do that they didn't actually need to do. I wasn't willing to do that. Same fight, different room. I was done with it. You don't need a 25-step email sequence. You need to commit to one email once a week and know exactly what to put in it. That's what I was teaching, and the market kept wanting the complicated thing instead. So in 2021, a nonprofit theater was struggling through COVID. They needed help. I said yes. Chuck helped land several six-figure government grants that saved the theater COVID relief for performing arts. And I started consulting on email marketing and revenue generation. And then Chuck became the executive director of that theater. In January 2022, Chuck actually became the executive artistic director, which is the head over everything. And I stayed on to help because he asked me to. I thought I'd help for a year and then transition out and build my business. I'm recording this in 2026, so you do the math. I went into the nonprofit and did what I always do, ignored how it had always been done, and focused on what the data said. 84% of donors to an organization don't give again the next year. Yeah, I fixed that for the theater. Season subscriptions. The board had to manually call every subscriber every January to resubscribe. They were getting about 54% who would come back, who would resubscribe. I created an automatic membership. Subscriptions went from 614 subscriptions to 2,100 subscriptions, and our retention now is 94%. And it's all automatic. We don't have to call anybody. The donor club went from about $30,000 a year one-off donations to over $300,000 a year in automatically recurring donations. I brought other industries in to the theater. Just because something has always been done that way doesn't mean it's the best way. I hate industry norms that can't be backed up by data. This applies everywhere. Real estate, coaching, nonprofits, all of it. I'm a bit of a rebel. And if you tell me that's how it's always been done or that's how we do it, I'm going to battle. The longer I was out of real estate, I started wondering, do my methods still work? Does any of this still hold up? And my time with the theater answered that question definitively for me. It works across industries, across time, across everything. I already knew it, but now I had more proof. Every single time I went against what I knew from my own data and my own experience, I was proven right again and again. 4 years of watching that pattern from the outside made it impossible to ignore. Now, my Social Security at 62 is currently estimated to be about $1,200 a month. That's not retirement. That's not even survival. Chuck's isn't much more. He doesn't get retirement contributions from the theater, nor a 403B or, that's a nonprofit's 401k. So we need to do something. We're not leaving the area. We live in a high cost of living area. Prices more than doubled since COVID, nearly tripled. My dad turns 80 this year. My mom is 78, and I'm thankful to still have them with me. That time is precious, and they live here. My sons and their wives all live here. Moving isn't the answer. Being here for family is a non-negotiable for us, so we're staying. But that means that I have to build revenue. I don't have another choice. I want to go into retirement at 65 or 70 with a paid off place to live. That is 10 to 15 years from now. I want income coming in, and the only way that happens is if I build a business and fast. I finally got clear on who I was supposed to be helping, which that's the majority of the work of figuring this out. Women over 50 who have spent decades building real expertise and never thought to sell it. She's not starting from zero. She has 20, 30, 40 years of knowledge. She doesn't know it's worth something. Nobody's told her in a way that she could believe it. She's been sold complicated things that she didn't need, bought product she'd never used but had to buy in order to build a business. I hate those. She's tired of it and needs a real solution. She already has everything she needs. She just doesn't know it yet. This business is being built on a rock solid foundation. No piecemealing, no multiple income streams. Ask me about the lie in that commonly touted all millionaires have multiple income streams phrase. No teaching 25-step systems to people who just need to take the next step. I am only focusing on the 20% that actually makes 80% of the difference and nothing else. And that is focusing on one person or one audience, one product, and one channel all the way. That's the whole strategy. No more here, there, multiple income streams, just one person, one product, one channel. Unsexy simplicity all the way. And that's what I'm teaching you to build too. If I'd had this clarity in 2019, we wouldn't have had to sell the house. That's the cost of not knowing. That's why I'm making this video. Dare to Flourish is where I help women over 50 turn the expertise that they've spent decades building but never thought to sell into a simple online business that funds their retirement. This YouTube channel is, or will, become my body of work. Everything I know will go here. The e-club membership is the guide, not a jumble of courses and tech tools, but a guide, someone who's been there and can say this and do this, not that, do this, not that. Someone who can bring simple clarity so that she can take right action quickly. Fewer mistakes, faster process, faster progress. Time is precious, and being over 55, we have less of it, and we're acutely aware of that fact. I refuse to waste it anymore. This time I'm not building and hoping it fits. I know exactly who I'm building it for and exactly why. My vision is a world where no woman over 50 reaches a retirement without knowing how to monetize what she already knows. If you're a woman over 50 who has spent decades building expertise you've never thought to sell, this channel is for you. You already have everything you need. You just need someone to help you see it. So whatever chapter you're in, the fuzziness, it isn't failure, it's information, and it's pointing you somewhere. If you've walked away from something, about to walk away from something, or just plain feel stuck, that feeling is not a dead end. It's a direction. Chuck was willing to sell our dream house. This time, I'm building something worthy of that sacrifice. And if you're interested in learning more or just lurking more, I invite you to subscribe to this channel, because everything I know is going here. Every mindset block, every strategy, every shortcut I've learned in 40 years. If you can't afford anything else, it's all here, and it will all be here for free. That's the point. So I'm curious, where are you right now? Like, are you building? Are you wondering? Are you just watching? Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious. And I encourage you to dare to flourish in this season of life.